Hey kids, hey kids, how's everybody out there in YouTube land this evening, huh? Are we having a good day or what? Windy day out here in Boot Key Harbor. You're probably going to get some wind noise in the microphone tonight. Not much I can do about it, so I'm not going to worry about it. If you can't hear me, well, then you can't hear me, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, windy day today. Boat's been blowing around. First one direction, then the next direction, then back one direction, and around the next direction. We've just been spinning around here all day. Hey, Wood Beast, what's up, man? I'll try to put my hand up and block the wind from the mic if that'll help any. I'll be blocking the camera too, aren't I? Oh well. Anyhow, been a windy day all day today. Had to go rescue a damsel in distress this morning after taking Lily for her walk. Other than that, pretty uneventful day. Stayed down below and just worked on my real estate stuff. So, hey Patrick, how you doing? Hello Marie, how's the happy person doing? Oh, can't seem to get the phone to. There we go. Sit up square. Anyhow, beautiful day here though. We got up to 78, maybe 80 degrees today. I don't think we quite got 80. I think we're about 78, 79, maybe that close to 80. Maybe we hit 80. I'm not 100% sure. So, pretty uneventful day though. Took Lily for a walk. Got back here. Got breakfast early. Made myself hobo eggs. I don't know. I haven't had hobo eggs in a while. Have you guys ever had hobo eggs? Do you even know what hobo eggs is? Somebody on the chat, put out there. What's hobo eggs? Tell everybody what hobo eggs is. See if your version of hobo eggs and my version of hobo eggs is the same thing. But something I always enjoy making for breakfast is hobo eggs. See if something comes up. Anyhow. Two items I wanted to touch base on. First of all, has to do with somebody gave me a hard time in a comment, called me out, and told me I was an asshole because I didn't go help the people that were running aground last night. Well, the catamaran came in, he ran aground, he got himself off, turned around and drifted back out of the harbor. He's actually out in the anchorage out there now, which is where he should have been in the first place. The other boat that sailed up in here into the shallows, he also allowed the wind to drift him back out into the anchorage. And so he neither, requested, asked for, or wanted any help. Neither one of those boats did. So why somebody would call me out and tell me I'm a butthead because I didn't run and go help people who didn't need it, I don't know. Whatever. In this harbor, though, we have something known as the Dinghy Navy, the Boot Key Harbor Navy. And you get on your VHF radio and you say, hey, my anchor's dragging, I need help. You do that, you're going to have about a dozen guys, myself included, I'm usually one of the first, who are going to jump in their dinghies and race over to help you. Just the way this harbor is. If there's a dinghy that comes untied and floats away, a kayak comes loose and floats away, there's a few of us that people have learned to be able to count on here in the harbor that we're going to go help you out. Just like this morning, there was a girl that was on board a boat with a guy. The guy was being poorly behaved, let's just put it that way, and she wanted to be rescued off the boat. So I jumped in the dinghy and ran over there and gave her a ride over to land, where she went on her merry way to whatever it was she was going to go do. So. There's plenty of people out here that know my phone lights up all the time with people needing rides from, point A to point B, or, hey, my kayak float, or, hey, I got too much stuff, I can't fit it all in my kayak, can you come over with a dinghy and help me, or just, I need a ride, could you give me a hand? So we do that. My dinghy motor's not working, or I got to tow my dinghy and have it worked on, or whatever. You go out and you help people here in this harbor. So I kind of took offense to some idiot getting on there and saying, oh, you're an asshole because you didn't go help those people. None of one of those people that I was talking about the other day needed nor requested help. And one thing I have learned is you just don't go and help somebody if they don't ask for it. because they get a little perturbed about that, because you obviously are giving the opinion that they were not able to do their stuff themselves. So given enough time, people get themselves out of whatever situation they get in. If they don't, then they call for help and we go help them. It's not a big deal. But I'm not going to go rush over and impose myself on somebody who doesn't request it. So that was one thing that happened yesterday that I thought was just sort of out of line. And I can't remember the other ones. You start getting all things like that become more and more difficult to remember. Anyhow, I'm sure it'll come back to me here as the chat goes on, and we'll get back to it. But oh man. Seltzer water today, so carbonated seltzer water. Anyhow, what do we got going on in the chat? Hey, would be Steve Garrity, what is up? Free chicken. Free chicken? What are you talking about, free chicken? I don't know. That are eggs. Oh, eggs on toast? No. Well, yeah, sort of. Yeah, sort of. You stole the eggs. No. Okay. Hobo eggs. You take a piece of bread, you butter it, and then you cut a hole in it. You make a round hole about that big, inch and a half, inch and 3/4 inch diameter hole in the middle of your piece of bread. And you put the bread into a frying pan with the butter side down. You break an egg, and you break an egg into that hole in the middle. And there you go. Steve Garrity, got to take a piece of toasted butter, both sides, cut a hole in the middle, put the egg in the hole, cook it like that. Yeah, I don't butter both sides. I only butter one side. Otherwise, it gets too greasy and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, wind is terrible tonight. I know, it's been blowing a hoolie all day today. So the only way I can be up on deck and record is to have some wind noise. That's what happens when you live on a sailboat, people. You have wind, you get wind noise. There's the sunset. That's what we're looking at this evening. Sort of weird. There's a little cloud cover sticking up. Almost looks like a storm cloud or a fire. You know, a cloud coming up from a fire or something. The way it's coming up off the ground. Sort of interesting little development over there today. So Lily, get. Come on, get. I don't need you right on top of me. Get. There we go. Damn dog, right on top of me in the way. Anyhow. What do we got going on here? Yeah, wind noise. I know, lots of wind noise. Papa, can you shield the mic somehow? I really can't, Andy. It's just the way the wind's blowing through here. They don't make a microphone fuzzy for a cell phone that I can put on my cell phone. That I can, they don't make like one that you can clip on or remove or whatever. So I'm afraid it's just going to be what it is. I'm trying to block the wind with my hand, but it's just pretty windy out here. So, hey Gene, how you doing, man? Good idea. Yeah, they don't make a dead cat for a cell phone, Johnny Hag. I have one for my big camera, but not for the cell phone, and I live stream from the cell phone. So, racing at Daytona, doctor said I get to watch another season. There you go. Good deal. Yeah, Gene's in the house, so. And Ed's in the RV. All right. Well, there you go, Ed. So, I'll try to hold the phone down here so it's a little bit more out of the wind. But it's pretty breezy out here. It's blowing about 20 right now. Oh, we got pretty good wind blowing through the harbor. Guess I could go down below, but then it'd get dark. So, yeah, I'm not gonna do cotton ball and tape and all that. You're in the recliner. Good idea. Lily, get. Come on, get. I don't need you right on top of me. There we go. Trying to get her to do something and go somewhere else besides right on top of me while I'm trying to live stream. Supercross is a few hours, can't wait. There you go. Here's a little bit of that sunset developing. So yeah, Gene, you asked me about sharing that information. I did share that information with that fella that was interested in talking to you, and I emailed the information to him, or I messaged it to him, I think. So hopefully he'll get in touch with you pretty soon here. I'm not trying to name any names, but I know you had talked on here about having taken the ASA courses, and I thought that guy might have some questions you might want to ask you. So figured I'd put you two guys together and you could pick each other's brains a little bit. It's always good to have a resource like that, somebody who just did the class that could, yeah, that is sort of an odd cloud the way it's, I mean, the way that cloud's like that, you would almost think there was a big fire, like where the sun's going down, there's a big fire over there, and the wind is blowing the fire this direction, but it in fact is not. Obviously the wind's blowing the other direction. The wind's blowing from me towards the sun right now, so kind of, but yeah, it does look like it looks like a big cloud like we would get from a forest fire. Having been a firefighter in Montana, I can tell you that is what a cloud looks like when it comes up from a forest fire. Only if this was a forest fire, the wind would be blowing from there towards me, the opposite direction of which way the wind's blowing right now. Right now, our wind is blowing in that direction, right towards the sunset. The sunset is definitely 100% downwind right now. It's just kind of weird. Huh. Yeah, some big storm cloud like you'd see like off the 9/11, something like that, yeah. Yeah, it is pretty sad, isn't it? So, Gene, you did the 101 and the 103, okay. So the 101 is the basic class, and what was the 103? Was that the bareboat charter, or, and how long a class was that? In the USA, oh, it disappeared. Testing atomic bombs at the Bikini Islands again. Yeah. Only the Bikini Islands aren't that direction, man. Coastal cruising. Okay, so it was coastal cruising and it was a 3-day. And you stayed on the boat for the 3 days when you did that class, I imagine. That's how they usually do that. So no need to test nukes. No, yeah, we kind of know they work. Best not to test those anymore. No, not a liveaboard, the 104. Oh, okay, the 104 is, I see, okay. Could be a house fire. No, it can't be a house fire. There's no house over there. Where that smoke is, there is no house, guys. And if there was a fire there, the wind would be blowing the opposite direction. It wouldn't be coming here towards me. As this is going up, it's coming towards me. The wind would be blowing exactly the opposite direction. It would be blowing away from me. So, of course, maybe I should look behind me. No, it just ends right there. See, it ends right there. Oh, just a weird little storm cloud. It just ends right there, and it's going down there. It does look like a fire cloud, but it's not. Just the way a rain cloud's forming. Lily, go lay down. I don't want to hear it. I don't mind you being on deck, but not if you're going to sit right on top of me. There's enough room here for you to have your own space without being right on me. Yeah, it is a cool cloud, though. But it just ends right there. Cool sunset. Anyhow, things have been pretty quiet here in the harbor, except for me having to rescue that damsel in distress earlier. That really wasn't much of a rescue, but well, I got in my dinghy and then pumped it up and filled the fuel tank, and I ran all the way out there to that bridge. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a bridge out there in the distance. I had to run all the way over to underneath that bridge and back. It's not that far. Actually, I usually go by that just to get gasoline. In fact, I should have taken my cans with me. I could have filled them up while I was over there. I need to fill up my gas cans. Blowing pretty good here in the harbor. See all the wind turbines and stuff, all the wind-powered Chargers are all blowing like crazy right now. There you go. Ooh, kind of neat. So anyhow, there's really not much other than that new and exciting. The wind's blowing, waves are blowing pretty good. I don't think there's anything going on ashore today. Picked up the Hemi today. It was only $1,800 for new axles. Huh. $1,800 for new axles. That's not, I don't know if that's good or bad. Huh. Let's see how much the wind's blowing me around here. Wow. But I haven't heard anybody talking about their anchor dragging. There hasn't been any chatter on the VHF, so I guess everybody in the anchorage has got their hooks down good. Or if not, they're dealing it with themselves and not needing to put a call out to the harbor. So, and that's a good thing. That's a real good thing. Hemi engine or car. Thank you, Woodbees. Appreciate that. I think she twisted them, but she's not watching tonight. Okay. Nice, the view is constantly changing. Well, that's because the wind whips the boat around. It spins me around one direction, spins me around the next. So the 97 Benetton 352 that I was looking at is a no-go. All the insurance companies I contacted would not underwrite a policy for me with such limited experience. Yeah, Gene, I'm sorry to hear that. I would think they would insure the boat and not the person, but I guess you're the factor that's going to probably make the biggest impact on whether that boat ever has a claim or not. So got a lead foot in that, yeah. I don't know what to tell you about that. I mean, surely there's got to be some insurance company that would be out there that would cover you. Because I know that they sell boats to inexperienced people all the time. I would imagine most of them have insurance. So, did you work through any boat brokers? Maybe a boat broker could refer you to a marine insurance company that could cover that. I'm actually surprised Geico just didn't cover that. They're usually pretty aggressive down here. Geico seems like they cover a lot of stuff. Price for 300 Seagull Drive. Okay. I like that boat in the picture. I'm not sure which boat you like the boat in the picture. As we're swinging back and forth, there's hundreds of boats. So, I'm not really sure which one you're referring to. Right now, there's about 25 boats in the picture right there off in the distance. There's this little boat right here next to me, a little Pearson. That's a Pearson right there behind me. About a 36-foot Pearson. I last talked to Boat US, he uses Geico, and the Geico rep told me with my experience I would need to stay under 28 feet. Wow. Yeah, but 28 feet though just doesn't get the job done for you as far as having a decent coastal cruiser though. Well, the trawler there. Yeah, that is a nice trawler. Folks up on deck, they look like they're getting ready to head out. Probably going to go out to dinner or go to the bar for a sundowner or something. You see them coming down the ramp over there. Right there, they're coming down the ramp. Heading to their dink. You can turn this and watch them. Watch them fall in the water. That'd be funny. Wouldn't be very nice, but it would be funny. Ah. Oh, one guy's in. husband and wife. Oh, they made it into their dinghy all in one piece. And away they go. See what direction are they heading? They're heading over to the marine office. Alright, well, they're heading over to the marine office, guys. So, anyhow, let's see what we got going on here. A trawler right there. Okay, I hear you, but I will sail it for a year or two and then upgrade. Well, there you go, Gene. Would it make any difference if you had more classes? I guess it's just an experience thing, though, isn't it? It's not necessarily a certification, but need more experience being out on boats, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Sure looks rough there tonight. Yep, rejects, it is pretty rough here tonight. I'm leaning something here. So insurance is based on experience. It's based on a number of things, apparently. So, sorry you don't what it is yet. I'm now looking at a 2,527. Okay, cool. Our all insurance companies are the same, pretty much. Yep. Some of them are more aggressive than some others, though. I wonder what something like that would cost. Yeah, Some insurance companies are more aggressive than others, but you know, it's a function of price too. You know, the insurance companies that are going to cover you for a high-end boat with little experience are the covers that are going to be the most expensive ones too. So, reminds me of an Instagram pic Megan took where all the sunflowers were facing the camera. Okay. Hey, Smoking, what's up, ma'am? Yeah, I guess I can understand that. Turn this around so you guys can look at the view. The wind's going to whip us back around here in a minute. Or not. Now that I've said that, it's going to hold us here for. So for me, no shower is a deal breaker. Yeah, having a shower on a boat's important. Although a lot of the marinas, I mean, almost every marina place that you stay has a shower. So, and you are going to be on the water, so you can always just go for a dip if you want to cool off and wash. Grab your bar of soap and jump in. I've done that hundreds of times. Nothing wrong with that at all. Come up on deck, take a gallon of water, give yourself a good rinse, get the salt off of you. And you're just as comfy as can be. Comfy and clean, so. Got a hoptocopter going overhead. There's that sun. Boy, looks like a fireball right now, don't it? Thunder I'm looking at has full galley head with shower as well as fresh water rinse off the back. Nice. I was on here a few days ago. It was named after a F. I don't know what that's about. Oh, weird. Yeah, so a nice day today, quiet day. Got a lot of work done down below. Wind whipping us back and forth. So this is enough. Yeah, okay. You know, that famous singer wants to do a collab with you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what about it? Yeah, Andy, what he was saying is that Geico would insure him on a 27-foot boat. I'm really surprised. I think it may be an economic issue as well. Shower's only a dinghy right away. That's right. Yep. No big deal. Okay. We don't know that. Good call, Andy. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. Good catch, Andy. Thank you for that. Have you seen any boats named SS Minnow? No, I have not. I have not. Nope. Been looking around the harbor too. I haven't seen a lot of really interesting named boats. I gotta sit up. Working on any new videos? Nope. Nope, haven't been working on any new, well, yes, I've been working on new videos, but nothing related to boating or sailing. I've been working on videos in regards to my real estate business. So it's not something that, you know, you guys are going to be interested in or not. Huh. Got an email here. I'm just checking. Hold on, my slow phone. Yes, Gene, I'm live streaming tonight. Sorry. Just goes to show you how old my email is. All right. I just got an email. My phone just binged with a fresh email, and it was from Gene asking if I was live streaming tonight. So yes, Gene, I'm live streaming tonight. Oh, man. Well, much less wind noise now. Yeah, I've got you way down here protected now, so we've allowed him to hang around too long, pilot. Yep. I watched his live stream last night, and that guy is a whole lot different. Didn't think he is a good fit with you. Yeah, I don't think so, Rejects. I was moving on. So, hump day discount. Yeah, right. If I get this boat, I'll just have fun with it for a season or two. And nothing wrong with that, Gene. You know, nothing wrong with that. That would be a fun boat for bumping around there up in New England. So, our last one was $150 a month. Wow, that's cheap. Very cheap. That was 30 minutes ago. Wow. Wow, cool. Okay, good plan, Carl. All right. Yeah, we, well, anyhow. So, Gene, yeah, a 27-foot boat would be really a fun boat. And you know, if you're sailing by yourself, that's going to be a boat that's going to be really easy for you to handle. It's going to be real simple for you to be able to handle and control that by yourself. You'll be able to dock it and undock it easily. It'll be very maneuverable, very nimble boat. It won't have a lot of windage. So it should be an easy boat for you to handle and you know, quite literally learn the ropes on. And then with time, you know, and experience, then you can step up into something bigger, you know. Don't do like I did, you know, and I mean, I went from having a 30-foot monohull, which I kept in Seattle, my original Cal, went from that to jumping on a 44-foot catamaran in the BVI. That was a big step up in boat size. I mean, but still, the catamarans are just so nimble and so easy to drive, though. They really are. You don't even need, I mean, frankly, you really don't even need a steering wheel on a catamaran. You can steer it just with the engines. Just give more throttle to the right one, give more throttle to the left one, whatever, and use that to control the direction that your boat's going. You hardly even have to turn the wheel to use the rudders. So they're really maneuverable, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing, especially in like a harbor like this. Because like right now, let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, right now, if you're brought a boat up this row, you could come up this row between that row of boats and this row of boats. There's plenty of room to come up this way. But once you're up here, there's not a lot of room to go between two boats to go that direction. So, I mean, this mooring ball is right here, and this guy, now this particular one, this isn't too bad because this guy doesn't have a dinghy on. But a lot of these guys, like that guy right there with the yellow dinghy hanging off the back, a lot of these guys, or that guy over there with his dinghy floating behind his boat, a lot of these guys, they'll be anchored and then they'll have their painter coming back and they'll have a dinghy back in there, making that gap for getting through there too narrow to get through. So that just makes that difficult. Oh, thank you, dog. So nice of you to go up forward and pee. Now I can smell pee all over the boat. You feel better? Huh? You feel better? I bet you do. So, anyhow, just something to think about. Okay, well, the best ads. What's in the draft on a boat like that? I guess 4.5 feet. My guess would be it would be 3.5 to 4. So, be bold and live your life. That's right, man. Which old TV show sometimes featured Gene the Dancing Machine? You know, Codger, I was just thinking that the other day. There's a guy here named Gene in Marina, and that was a game show I can't remember the name of it, but that was a game show that had Gene the Dancing Machine. The Gong Show, was that it? The Gong Show, maybe that was it. Yep. Gene, have you looked at Cape Dory 30 full keel? Yeah, Connie, they just said he had to stick to something 27 feet or under. So a 30 would be too much for that. Some people actually sail catamarans. Sure they do. Like net trivia. How's the real estate going? It's going fine, Woodby. It's going fine. Developing quite nicely, actually. I get insurance for it. It's over 28 feet. Yep. Really tight at the marina. I think I would get the marina folks to bring my boat in. Don't want to be playing bumper boats. Well, they expect you to drive your own boat. If you're going to have a boat, you have to learn how to run the boat. Just don't give us the... Okay, what part of the country are you looking in, Gene? Gene's up in, like, the Boston area, so... They make a beautiful Cape Dory 37. Yeah, they do. They do. Yep. Yeah, so he's up in New England. Up in New England. He's looking at them Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, maybe Maine, maybe New York, Long Island, that area. Newport. I mean, there's a lot of boats in that neighborhood. A lot of boats. A lot of sailing history. A lot of old school sailing history up in that country. That's some dyed-in-the-wool sailing grounds there. But yeah, be a good place to be looking for boats. So, and actually, Gene, right now up there would probably be a good time of year to buy a boat because people are tired of paying storage on their boats in the marinas, and everybody, it's off season right now. Now would be the time to buy. So. Jean's looking for a sailboat, would be. She's looking for a sailboat. There's a good day for a beer. There you go. Yep, lots in Rhode Island. Yep. Absolutely. I live in Maine and sail the waters up here are great for a full keel. Yep. I hope it works out well for you. About 15 days left of your 60-day plan. Oh, well. Aren't you something? What was my 60-day plan? What, you think I'm going to have money in 60 days? No, I never said I was going to have money in 60 days. Don't be an ass about it. I'm saying it takes time to get real estate going. So, yeah, good time to make low offers. Try to get a deal on something. I don't know who the idiot was who just said that, 60-day plan. It takes 60 days for a transaction to close, even once you have it in sale. And this is the problem with these trolls out there. These people don't know their butt from a hole in a wall. They hear me throw out a number like, yeah, it takes 60 days. From the time you sell something, the time it goes in the contract. Let's say you were coming in looking at buying a house, and today you signed the offer and it was accepted today. It's still going to take 60 days for that to close before I have any money. Because they have to do the title search, and they have to do the inspections, and the bank has to figure the mortgage and the mortgage calculations. They have to set a closing date. All that stuff takes time. Usually takes about 60 days. So, yeah, just go ahead and block that guy. That just pisses me off that you get idiots like that coming on here and, you said you had a 60-day plan. Yeah, I have a 60-day plan to get my business going. Doesn't mean I'm going to get paid in 60 days. Dumb people. Oh, then you get idiots like Wendy there with TikTok. Go away. Fire went out. Uh-oh. Better light a fire, Jane. You gotta stay warm. Any future plans to come over to the Bahamas? Yeah, eventually. George, no subs, no vids. Yeah, I know, Pilot. He's just a troll. You could tell by the comment that he made, he was just trying to stir up shit. So, we don't need that crap on here. Life's too short to deal with that kind of nonsense. Yep. Yeah, and I'm going to disagree here with Connie a little bit. For a blue water, a heavy-duty blue water cruiser, I would have to agree. You're going to want a more solid, dependable, full keel boat. But for plugging around up there in the Pacific Northwest for a couple years, you want something that's going to be affordable. The Hunters are very inexpensive. There's a reason for that. The quality of the hardware and the rigging on them isn't the best. They're notorious for a bad rap. But the new ones, the brand new Hunters, what they call the Marlowe Hunters. The Marlowe Hunters are a whole new breed, and they are very well designed, very well appointed, good use of space, and their construction techniques now that they've been bought up by Marlowe and being made by Marlowe, from what I understand, are as good as anybody's out there. So you know, the new Marlowe Hunters are something that I would consider. And you know, the Benetals and that, I mean, they're the inexpensive, low end, buy into the market kind of boats. I mean, that's what all the charter companies use, and there's a reason why all the charter companies use them. You know, they're at the right price point, and I mean, they're at a really good price point. They're a good serviceable boat. They're well laid out. They're just not, you know, they're not a big, heavy, full keel boat. They're a fin keel boat. So, but right now, Connie, he's not buying a forever boat. He's buying a 2-year boat to play with around in Boston, with the idea that then he's going to go looking at something like, you know, and at that point, you know, in 2 years from now, I would suggest something like a Tiana. You know, one of the big full keel, heavy displacement type monohulls, if he wants to go that route. Or by then, Gene might decide to go cat. In which case, there's a whole bunch of options there. So, anyhow, asked and answered, Daddy says. Okay, with Hunters, it depends on what year. Yeah, that's right, Smoking. It does. The new Hunters are pretty nice. Yeah, the new Marlows are pretty good. The Hunter you're looking at is a 2005. Hunters will give him a bad experience because they sail horrible. Well, they may not be the best sailing boat in the world, I'll grant you that, but good boat for him to learn on without spending a whole lot of money. As new to sailing, it's not a great idea for him to buy his forever boat right off the bat. It's a good idea for him to buy an inexpensive boat and learn something. So, water taxi. Hey, honeybees, how you doing, man? Good to see you there. Just paid $1,900 for this year's mooring and water taxi. That's $1,900 to be on a mooring ball and have access to the water taxi to get back and forth. So if you guys remember, when I was in Port Washington, I was on a mooring ball there sometimes. Mostly I was on anchor, but sometimes on a mooring ball. And Honeybees is right there on the north shore of Long Island. He's down in Huntington Harbor, if I remember correctly. Easier to learn a motorboat than a sailboat, Papa. They are easier to insure. I'm obviously a rookie here. Yeah, well, obviously motorboats are a whole lot easier, Andy, because you're only dealing with just the motor. You're not dealing with any of the standing rigging. You're not learning how to sail. You're not learning any of that stuff. So yes, motorboats are a whole lot easier to learn how to handle and how to maneuver. They're, you know, very, very easy. Sailing is a lot more difficult, but sailing is where it's at. You know, a sailboat, even a little 127 can sail across an ocean, you know, where you're not going to do that with any power boat. You're not going to be, power boats are limited to the amount of fuel they carry. That's as far as their range is. Sailboats, fuel no longer falls into the equation, really. You can put the sails up and just go, so it's a matter of having room for storage and stuff, which is the limiting factor on a small boat. Like my boat here, I'm only 29 feet and I am packed to the rafters with all my personal gear, so I don't really have the ability of putting on a ton of provisions for a long-term trip. Even though I've got a 20-gallon fuel tank and room for another 10 gallons on deck, although I could buy more cans, I could buy and add a lot more fuel that way. I could put a bladder in here or something and do that, but you know, the fact is it's your sailing that gets you the long distance. So yeah, sailing is where it's at, absolutely. Cape Joy 27 used all around 8 to 10,000. Yep. If time, I'd be on your side. There's some great deals. Yep, yep. We were told to stay away from Seidel. We own one, did a lot of work on. Good boat so far. There you go. and plan on keeping for now. There you go. Well, thank you, Marie. Andy, appreciate you taking the trash out there. Weird. I smell candle, like someone's got a candle burning. I smell burnt candle. Hope there's no boat on fire. Let's see. Can't just add mow fuel with airplanes, however. Well, yeah, you know, with boats, if you're crossing an ocean, there's no gas station to just stop in and get more fuel. My powerboat had about 600-mile range, 350 gallons at 2 miles a gallon. Wow. Yep, that's a lot of fuel. Yep, and your boat went fast. You know, you got where you wanted to go quickly, and there's something to be said for that, and it's convenience. But you know, putting $1,000 worth of fuel in your boat to go 600 miles, that's pretty spendy. 600 miles got me, or $600 worth of fuel got me pretty much halfway here from up in Sandusky. I figured I ended up spending a total of about $1,800 on fuel coming the 20, well, actually not even that much, coming the full 2,800 miles. Well, that was also running my generator, so that wasn't just driving the boat. So powerboat with a Tesla motor and solar. Huh, okay. Viewers, trash, nothing but trash. Yep, Marie, I agree. I couldn't afford the fuel on Ed's boat. Nope, I wouldn't do that. Couple from Lele in Alaska. Yes, they have a 27-foot boat. They've traveled extensively. Chuck and Laura is their names. You're absolutely correct. Yes, Chuck and Laura have an Albin Vega, A-L-B-I-N, Albin Vega, that they've actually sailed back and forth between Alaska and Hawaii a few times now. And it's a 27-foot boat. But they just are, I don't even know if they're even done with it yet, but they were doing a major gut. I mean, they tore it down to the ribs, gutted the boat all the way down to the ribs and rebuilt it with all new bulkheads and stuff inside of it. Yep, Albin Vega is exactly the type of boat it is. It's an Albin Vega 27. But yes, Chuck and Laura Rose, they've got lots of videos out, and it's called Sailing, or it's either Sailing or Cruising. I think it's Cruising Lealea, L-E-A-L-E-A, Lealea. So good channel. I highly recommend them, and they're really good folks. I actually know Chuck and Laura. Spoke to them a few times when I was up in Alaska. Great boat, but ugly and no headroom. Okay. Matter of opinion. I think Chuck and Laura like it just fine, and you know, the headroom is subjective to how tall you are. You could say the same thing about my Cal 29. It doesn't have any headroom. I can walk through without hitting my head anywhere, but I used to have a 75 Vega, Chevy Vega, you know, a different type of Vega. This is an Albin Vega. Yep, A-L-B-I-N Vega. Yep, that's it. Yep, good thought there. Yep. Yeah, they did a lot of coastal cruising around Alaska with it. Southeast Alaska, not up where I was. They were down in Southeast Alaska, Juneau, and that area down there. And into Seattle, they would sail down to Seattle in that area, cruise that whole area. So I cruised at 9 knots to save fuel. Big boat, very comfortable. Towed 20-foot center console. Yeah, towed a 20-footer as a dinghy. Yeah. I don't think that's what that you know, people here following my channel thinking about sailboats. That's not what they're looking for. Cal 27, 5'8" headroom. Yeah, well, my 29, they say, is 6'1" of headroom, but I think it's more than that because I can walk around without my hat on and not hit my head. So 350 motor in it. No, if he's towing a 20-foot console, I think he's got something bigger than a 350 motor in it. He's probably got a couple big Cummins 460s or 500s or something like that in it, especially burning that kind of fuel. Yeah, Gene, you know, the thing about hunters and this is true throughout history on the hunters. The thing about hunters is they've always been really well designed, just not really well built. The use of space in the hunters, I've always been impressed with very friendly atmosphere, friendly layouts in the boat, friendly designs. I mean, the everything from the sugar scoop out the rear to the passageway, in and out of the boat, to the size of the beds and the width of the doorways to get through places, the companionways and passageways, access to the engine room. I've always thought of the hunters as being very well designed and very well laid out. Just the construction quality just isn't there. So I just haven't been real thrilled with the construction quality. So the rigging is not as well laid out as it could be. But I always thought the hunters had pretty good use of space. So, but that's just me. And the fiberglass on them hasn't been laid out as well. Not as good of a hull layout the way they were making them. Now the new Marlowe hunters are doing the new vacuum bagging and fusion style hull designs, and so they're getting a lot more strength in them from the reading that I've been doing. So I've not been on one. Just from the reading that I've been doing, I've been hearing good reports. So you'll have to decide that yourself. Laughable in harbor by experience. Okay, well, Connie, I'm sorry you're laughing at people that don't have a lot of money and have to start out by buying a hunter. A lot of people buy them because of the price point. Just keep it in a slip. Yeah, well. Have you had to clean the boat bottom yet? Curious to how bad it is. Yeah, it's not too bad. But for me, that's okay. I only plan on keeping it for a few years. Yeah, you're only keeping it for a few years. You're just going to play around there in Boston Harbor and that area. You're not going to be going out and hitting any serious weather. But you guys can get some big weather up there. Up there along the coast there, especially up in the Maine and that area, you guys can get into some rough water real fast, real quickly, especially dealing with a lot of currents and stuff. So, Gene, you'll sell it after a week. Well, what? Okay. Apparently Connie's pretty negative on anything that's not the same as what she's driving, so. And you run into that a lot, Gene. You'll run into that a lot. I mean, like I could say the only good boat in the world is a cow. I mean, that would be a stupid thing to say, but you could say that. There's all kinds of good boats out there running around. What you should be doing at your stage as a new cruiser is getting on as many different boats as you can and spending some time on them. So. Well, he's making a lot of noise. That dinghy right there is making a lot of noise. Almost sounds like an airplane going by. He's a noisy boat. Pretty noisy boat. Let me get turned around here. Oh man. Alright kids, looks like we've got some rain coming in. Look at this. Look at this nonsense coming at me. Yep, we definitely have some rain coming in tonight. Gonna have to close up the hatches this evening and be prepared for some bad weather. So if you hit the lottery, what kind of sailboat would you buy? Gene, in my opinion, I plan on keeping it a couple of years. Just buy a boat. Don't worry so much about all the fine details. My 2 cents. Yeah. How often do you have to clean the bottom? It depends on where you're at. Some areas you'll have more growth than others, depending on the water flow through the area. Yeah, while mooring, you definitely get a lot more growth than when you're underway. Everyone has opinions. That's fine. That's right. Yeah. It would be some. I'm not that tired yet. Soon. Not there yet, but soon. Would-be's trying to send me to bed already. Yeah, you just got to get on a lot of boats and try a lot of different boats to see what you like. Somebody asked if I hit the lottery, what would I buy? I can tell you right now, if I hit the lottery and, had millions of dollars, I would probably go out and buy a broad blue 102. That's what I would do. And I would have it converted to being an expedition ship, setting up with having a lab set up on it and an editing bay. But a broad blue 102 would probably be my go-to forever boat if I had the chinks, if I had the money. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, broad blue is a catamaran. It's an aluminum. It's a welded aluminum catamaran. Really well designed. Not a fancy, boat from a standpoint of having, all kinds of expensive. You guys getting too much wind there? Not having too much expensive woodwork and trim and fanciness on it, but it's a good, solid, well-built catamaran that you could take up around. You could take it through the Northwest Passage and do all that in a broad blue. It's got the room for the crew quarters that I would want to have on it. So if I hit the lottery, that's what I would buy. But I'm not going to hit the lottery, so I'm probably never going to own one. So okay. Do you know what I'm saying? Is sea trial Cape Dory 27 and 127. Well, in that case, Connie, yes, I would agree with that. But I think he's looking at a newer 27. But yeah, Cape Dory 27 is probably going to be a heavier boat that's going to sail a little better, but it's not going to have as user-friendly of a layout like the 127 would have. Put the camera in another place. Okay, best way to pick a boat is to ask a politician. The older you get, the harder it is to clean your bottom. That's true. Thing about a boat for 2 years is you have to sell it. Not easy in some places. Training wheels on hunters break off. Hey, Dave Marshall, how you doing, man? Yeah, Dave, absolutely. The Island Packet is without a doubt really one of the top, probably a top 5 as far as good quality manufacturer. I mean, Island Packets are just known for being extremely well designed and well built boats. Top shelf, absolutely. The Island Packets are top shelf. I went through the Hunter factory in Florida. Very impressed with all the molds and large tanks fiberglass resin in Florida. We don't get to see many factories putting out product. Yeah, of course that factory has now been closed and Marlowe bought them up, so they moved all that. Island Packet 27 would be good. Yeah. Oh, what would a broad blue 102 cost? Oh, you'd be looking at 8 to 10 million. Yep. Yeah, Dave's got a 31 foot. Now the wind's picking up and blowing even harder, guys. Just got a really nice catamaran. She's just gorgeous and well equipped. I hope you're talking about the catamaran. Hard to tell with that channel what you're referring to there, but yeah. Anyhow, guys, it is getting dark out here. It's getting late, and the wind is picking up even more. Oh, fortunately, I just checked my gear earlier today, looked for any chafing on there. I don't have any chafing going on, so my bow lines are all looking pretty good. I'm okay for a windy night tonight, but it's going to be pretty windy. We're going to be bouncing around pretty good this evening, so be like sleeping in a rocking chair. I have shoes on, yeah. Yeah, you get down here in the tropics, wearing shoes isn't quite something you worry about, though. Anyhow, ask what is the best motor oil to use. No two people agree. Yep. Ladder holes. Oh, no, I already caulked those. Yeah, I already did that. Yep. Where the guy removed it and put the screws out. Yeah, Marie, I've already sealed that up. We're good. we're good. Mixed up a little bit of resin and poured it in there and got that done. So go ahead and give me your PayPal address. Well, you said if I hit the lottery, right? You said if I hit the lottery, what I would buy. So I mean, if the lottery is like $160 million, if I had $160 million, yeah, I would spend $10 million to buy myself a super nice boat like that. That would be an absolute world cruiser. I mean, that Broad Blue 102 could go anywhere in the world without a problem. Google them, look them up. Actually, I don't even know they're making them. It's been a while since I looked up a Broad Blue. They haven't made them. They may not be making them anymore. I heard something about they may be going out of business or whatever. Probably a lot of people aren't affording catamarans in that size and price range. So, but it is what it is. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and silver glass for 5,200. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. So, guys, be good, be careful, take good care of one another. Guys, if you can, hit the PayPal up. Phone bill and mooring ball fees are coming up really quickly. And you know, I have to remind you, if I don't pay my phone bill, live streams stop. So without getting the phone bill paid, so I got to get the phone bill and the mooring ball bill paid here pretty quick. So if you can hit the PayPal and contribute a little bit, that would be great. I would appreciate it. And if you can't, well, I guess that's okay too. I'm still going to be here. So if I can. So anyhow, guys, good night. Be good. Be careful. Take good care of one another, and we'll have more for you tomorrow, kids. Have a good evening, and thanks for watching.